We are Steve and Jill. Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2148. Today, Jill and I are talking about how to transition from side hustle to full-time land investing. Yesterday, we kind of ended in a natural transition from the topic yesterday to the topic today. Yesterday, we were talking about staying motivated and when you're not actually seeing results. And I ended on this. This younger generation right now was kind of born with the internet in their mouth. I don't believe that they just have a lot of undue pressure. And it comes from a very positive place. I think there's a lot that's expected of this generation that was not expected of generations before it. Information is at everyone's fingertips, and they're expected to process all this information at a very young age and make it a positive situation for themselves. And I don't think kids at a real young age are supposed to do that.
Like they're expected to know how to dig through and sift through it and extrapolate the good stuff. And I don't think it's possible.
Every single figurative page you turn on the internet is a constant reminder of, oh, there's someone else more successful than me. Somebody's got more views, more clicks, more likes, more money. They have a faster car, a cooler girl, all of it. And you have to process that into starting your own business, being an amazing person, and then ultimately owning your own company before you're 30 and grossly succeeding. When in fact, it's probably way less than 0.2% of the people that do that. They just happen to be the loudest. Ask your kids, if you have young kids, who they follow on the internet. And it's someone that is giving away a car because 1 million people liked their YouTube channel yesterday, 1 million more people. And so then they feel like that's the standard. How many basketball players make it to the NBA?
Oh my gosh. And how many basketball players those people then hang on to their money and make good decisions? By the way, that's a whole other thing. So yeah.
6.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that's right. That's good. That's good.
This week, all week, Jill and I are talking about motivation and confidence. Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member forum, Discord forum, and take a deep dive into land-related topics by popular request.
Okay, so Jordan T. wrote, hello from Illinois. I'm super excited to join this community and begin a career in land investing. I have a human resources background and have been listening to the Land Academy podcast for months and finally decided to jump into it last month by purchasing the content. I'm going into this business with my father, and we should have our LLC set up in a week or two, and then the first mailer will go out not long after. But anyways, I look forward to learning from the rest of you guys and securing my first deal. Awesome. Welcome, Jordan T. Yay.
Hey, today's topic is called How to Transition from Side Hustle to Full-Time Land Investing. Before we get to the actual topic, I want to continue what we talked about just a few minutes ago. Should you be doing a side hustle in the first place? Jill and I were long before we met each other, hardwired to own our own companies. And this is the most successful company that we've had buying and selling land most recently. Why? Because we failed at tons of these.
True.
We failed at tons of companies together.
True.
And both of us are wired to look at that as a positive experience and move on and to find something where it both meets our subconscious Zen. We are living our Zen right now. I can tell you with personal experience, my Zen is somebody else's nightmare. Mm-hmm. This world is packed full of people who want to live in a 1-bedroom apartment and have a pretty good job and
have a pension
and not a lot of responsibility, or maybe 7 children in a little house in the woods. That's not what we're wired for. But for some reason, in the world that we live in right now, especially online, no matter who you are and what you truly want, you should have your own company. And I just don't believe that.
I agree.
I think a constant self-assessment will put you in and being honest with yourself, who you are, what you want, with the people around you, and then making the hard decisions to change things so that you keep at peace with yourself is a huge challenge right now. It's probably been a challenge for a long time. But I think if you were born into a family that had a farm in Nebraska, you're kind of wired into that, and it takes all the pressure off. Oh yeah, I'm going to be a farmer my whole life, and I'm going to get the back 40 like my dad keeps telling me when I get married.
Well, hello, Wayne Dyer. Where have you been all week?
That's not a compliment.
That was very sweet. I mean, you're like a personal assessment and be okay and live with that. Come to peace.
Just live it. Yeah.
No. But I'm joking, but I really mean it. I appreciate all that. It's true. If you're not hardwired to do it, you'll die trying. And I don't want that. I want someone to be miserable,
Yeah.
and it happens now and then. There are people that get all excited, like, I can do this. I want to do this. And they get in, they're like, shoot, I'm not cut out for this. So our answer is before you throw it all away, maybe get a partner. Maybe there's a way that you can align yourself with someone who is that owner person. You've got the dough, maybe you're the money guy and you're the phone person or whatever it is. And they're the ones that will drive the bus, and make it great. And that does work out sometimes, but you do have to really know and understand and accept your strengths and your weaknesses.
Jill and I love acquisitions.
Yeah.
And we love getting the money at the end. True. All the stuff in between, we don't like it. So
Right.
What do? We put people in place to do that.
Right.
We have a person who runs all of Land Academy, for better, for worse, she does. And it's usually for the better. If we were left to the operations of Land Academy and offers to owners, it would have been gone a long time ago. We would just be two people sitting in offices adjacent to each other where we can't hear or see each other, buying and selling land. Yeah. Probably have more money, actually. We just did that.
Mm-hmm. That's why we still do that.
We're not operations people. I've said this to people who much more successful than I ever will be. And they've looked at me cross-eyed. Well, what do you do then? I buy stuff. That's it? Yeah. I don't operate it. Yeah. I don't do all the deals or the details. I did one time and I learned I don't like it. I was real honest with myself and said, if I continue to do this, I will be burned out in 6 months and probably never do it again.
That's fair.
So you got to be real self-assessed on all that. We're very lucky because Jill and I have gotten each other out of jams before.
It's interesting. We have a lot of people in Land Academy that are born to do this. They have come from other entrepreneurial, successful entities, and this is just their next one. And that is the best.
I agree.
When they have that, they're like, bring it. I know how to overcome these obstacles. And they don't see it as the thing is too, it's never a side hustle. It's just the next thing, or it's something they're doing in addition to. I don't think they even word it like that. I've never worded, even though I could probably say that. When I first started, I had a full-time day job, if you will. And then this was on the side with you, but you were doing it full-time. But for me, it was on the side. I never called it a side hustle. It was just the next thing that was going to take over my life. I knew I wanted to make it.
Me too.
My life and my career. And I did it. I was able to do it finally. Like when you transition, you want to be so secure and so confident, have a lot of the details worked out that you don't worry. We used to say this saying, when you quit your job, you should be saying, I wish I would have done that a year ago, kind of thing. That's when you're ready.
This is year number 10. We've had Land Academy. So a lot of people have come and gone. A lot of people have stayed forever. Yeah. And so 99.9% of the people that are still around this has worked for them very well.
Yeah.
And it's not because we provide amazing information or any of that. It's because they took personal responsibility to make it work. Like I hear this every once in a while. I sent a bunch of mail out and it didn't work. I didn't buy anything. That's because it's not because the mail was wrong or the pricing was wrong or any of that. It's because of what we're talking about today. Mm-hmm. The mailer didn't fail. You failed it. You failed at the mailer. That's what happened.
You couldn't write the check.
And I'll tell you, this has happened to me many, many times in my career. And not once have I said this doesn't work or this thing failed. What I've said and still say is I screwed something up. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to go back. I'm going to review it. I'm going to figure out what I did wrong. Go back through the steps, deconstruct everything, take it all apart, just like we do in the RV. Mm-hmm. Find out what's wrong with no emotion, fix it, and then move forward.
Yeah.
If you question yourself and have lack of confidence, or you don't stick to whatever you're trying to do enough or for long enough to gain some experience and some confidence and to move forward, you probably didn't want it in the first place, like playing the guitar.
Wow. You brought this all right back. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Just like, thank God it's over.
Do you have another story you want to share?
I could, but I think you want,
I do.
You know, if you want to buy and sell land, you know, if you want to be rich, and
you know what your motivation is,
and you know, if you just want to make $80,000 and live your life, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. The problems are when you're forcing yourself to do something that you don't want to do.
Exactly.
Join us next week for more fun, hopefully, episodes. Mm-hmm. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.